Hello, boys and goyles. We're back after not being here last week. Excuse me. Anyways, this week we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. And I just saw something on Facebook that just pissed me off royally. So there'll be a rant later about something that really pisses me off and just took my excitement away about something. Really just, I'm very angry about it, actually. But we'll get into all the good stuff. So we're going to talk about ride announcements. We're going to talk about my predictions for Six Flags, announcements. There's a whole bunch of news since we haven't been around for, almost about 2 weeks. So I got my notes this time. Got my notes. What's up, Brandon and Coast to Box and everybody? I'm going to talk about some upcoming Six Flags events, New England events, some Ace events that are coming up. And I have an announcement that I'm going to do in a little bit. I'm going to wait for everybody to get here, and we'll just go with it for a little while, and take it from there. And then towards the end of the show, we will go on the announcement. It's pretty big, crazy, cool, I guess, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So let's break out the news. I hope everybody had a good week last week. We're also going to talk about Great Wolf Lodge. That's where I was last week. And we're going to talk about this upcoming weekend. And next show, it looks like myself, Luco, and Dave will be back in a group show next week. Is looking like what it's going to be. It almost happened tonight, but Dave got a friend came over, and so what we'll do is next week, and then we can all talk about this upcoming weekend. That's going to be pretty cool, and so on and so forth. And you're not going to want to miss the announcement whenever we talk about it, because it's going to mean some cool things, and it's pretty exciting. It's an announcement that you will not want to miss. I've heard some speculation about Six Flags New England. I'm not going to speak on it because I'm not 100% sure. And I may go to the park next Sunday, and I got to do a little investigating before I come to my conclusion of what I think it is. I'm not going to speak on it yet. So, yeah, we'll go with that, So next, not this weekend because of Rise, but the weekend after, on that Sunday, I won't have children, so I can roam freely. So I will possibly go to the park. I do not have an Instagram. I think SFFT Online does, I believe. Here's my thing with social media, and that's going to change, and that's going to be part of something tonight. But anyway, like everybody else, everybody has lives, and I have a hard enough time trying to run the Grove Show Facebook and trying to post on SFFT Online Facebook, and and doing this show, and then between kids and pinball and working and hanging out with friends and stuff, I don't know. There's so much stuff that I would love to do. Like, I don't even have a video prepped for Great Wolf Lodge. I have a lot of footage, but I don't have any. I didn't have time to make there was just no time, and that's going to change. So, yeah, I believe Zach handles the Instagram. I'll talk to Zach about that, but I don't. I have a Twitter for the Grove Show, and I have my own personal Twitter that I use, and I haven't probably signed in it in a year. It's just out of sight, out of mind. I don't care, kind of thing, There's too much social media stuff going on in the world, and I'm really, I'm 39. I'm not a teenager like a lot of you guys that are watching. I'm not hip. I'm not hip and cool like you youngsters are, I guess. With all the social media, there's just too much of it. I mean, look what Luco put. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. I have Snapchat, and guess what? You know what I use it for? To put those stupid filters on when I feel like acting like a ding-dong idiot. And I mean, I've made some pretty funny, stupid little videos. I've posted them on my Facebook, and I've had lots of fun with that stuff. And there's just too much of it. I like to try to just say, hey, this is what I use. This is what I do. You want to reach me. And yeah, Periscope, Kick. There's so much stuff. And, my brain can't handle all that. I'm getting old, man. Well, it's not that. It's just there's so much going on with work. Been crazy. I feel like my head's been spinning around like Beetlejuice. You know, working from basically 6 a.m. to midnight. Getting phone calls all the time. It's crazy ass stuff. I have Snapchat, but I haven't used it since I binged Power Rangers, Samurai, and Super Samurai. How do you binge watch anything on Snapchat? See, I don't even know how to use Snapchat, really. I know how to message a person, but I don't know how to do anything else like that. We're going to get into... That's part of the announcement. There's some stuff going on, and we'll have to... We'll dive into that. That's why I want to try and get more people in watching, and as we go on, and we will discuss. It's pretty cool. The park already knows what's going on, and I've told the park what's going on, and so on and so forth. So it's awesome news, shocking news, and some other stuff. And I know it's like a tease. I'm building you guys up, so don't worry, you'll hear that in a short. So let's get through the news and all this stuff, and then we'll get into that. So. So we'll get into that. All right. So Six Flags second quarter results showed the stock fell price 4% after missing some of the goals. Attendance was up 1%. Revenue was up, but per capita spending was down 2%. A mix of when Easter fell, and they're blaming rain in Texas and the East Coast for attributing to lower than expected numbers. And that was, I think we all know, and I love Six Flags. I love just about any amusement park. I mean, there's ones I don't really care for as much, but and I try to keep a positive spin as best as I can. I know parks do go back and watch these videos. I know they watch, they check out Facebook and stuff that we say. They've told us, and it's not just Six Flags New England; it's other parks. And I will always do this, and I do it with all of y'all. I will tell you when you're doing a great job, and I will also tell you when you're messing up. And I think in this instant, it's more than just rain. I'm sure rain and how the quarters fell from when their openings and stuff, but to me that doesn't seem legit. And the only reason why I say that is the parks all open in their usual time. They didn't open later. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter when a vacation falls, because for the most part, vacation... For the most part, for, schools and stuff is the same every year. April vacation. I know in New England alone, it's always the same. It's always the same week, third week of April. Around there, you know what I mean? It's usually like the second and third week of April is when it's open. So that's why I think that's kind of like a BS thing. And another thing is... like we said before, with all this cloning stuff, I think the cloning stuff is actually starting to hurt them. People, and another thing that's probably hurting them money-wise is nobody has to spend any money anymore. Really, you buy the pass, you buy the meal plan, and you have your drinks included. It's too cheap. I know we all want a deal, and we don't want to pay out the butt. You look at Cedar Fair Platinum passes. Are ridiculously high priced, and then if you want to get the Platinum Pass and you want to get the meal plan, you're looking at over $300 for one person for that. And if you did it with Six Flags, and yes, I have been confirmed, the flash sale for Six Flags, at least New England, and I'm sure company wide, starts August 31st, which is Labor Day, and the flash sale is going to be going on. When they do their announcements and stuff. That's when the announcement. That was another thing in the news. The company-wide announcements, except for today, for Fiesta Texas, is August 31st. I don't know why different schools have different vacation times. I know, like, Massachusetts... No, it's either Mass or Connecticut is a week before Rhode Island, and whichever other one it is. If it's not Mass, then it's Connecticut. If it's not Connecticut, it's Mass. Is the same week. I don't know why it's not on the same page. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird like that. I don't know why schools do that. So I think I think it's time for Six Flags to stop the cloning. And, I mean, we all know why. I mean, unless you don't care. I mean, we all want different rides. And I'm in that page, too. And I get why they clone the rides. You're going to get a deal. It's like if you go to, Costco or BJ's or Sam's Club. You buy in bulk, you get a deal. You know what I'm saying? So, same thing applies in business. If you own a business and you're buying, a retail store or a food chain, anything, you buy in bulk, you get a deal. It's all in a business world. When it comes to business, and especially one that's on the stock market. See, if you're if you're selling, your stock to the public, you got to play by a different set of rules than a company that's not public. Like Best Buy is not public. They don't have to tell you a damn thing. Some guy snatched it up and it's off the stock market. Last I knew, anyway. Haven't really paid attention, but when they sold out, the guy bought the thing in Best Buy. He doesn't have to tell you a thing, nothing. The guy that owns Best Buy does not have to tell you anything. Numbers, losses, nothing. Don't have to tell you nothing. When you have a publicly traded company, you have to make all your shareholders happy. You have to make them money. That's what it's about. That's why there's cost cutting. That's why the food quality isn't as good. So on and so forth. There's a whole array of stuff that goes on. You know what I'm saying? There is a ton of stuff that goes on in a business. So anyway, the research and development in for a ride. Like, I'll give you the example. The Justice League rides. Research and development to set that out, how they wanted it, the screens, the animatronics. What do you call it? All that. You have to pay that. That's not just something, bam. I don't know how much the Justice League ride costs. Say it costs $10 million. We'll just go with, say it's $10 million to build. I don't know what the number is. Say it's $10 million. Right? And then, probably a few $1 million of that, honestly, is to get the molds made for the animatronics and then recording, getting the person to do all the animations and, the plans for the how it's going to move, the cars that they're going to use, and all. There's a whole thing. And that's like any company when they're building a phone and they're building a whatever. Any company that's making something or whatever, there's research and development. So if you get what I'm saying, now all they have to do now is that part's already done for the first one. Now they can put them in every other park, and they save that research and development money. And then they get a deal because they're going to Sally Corp that makes the dock ride and going, we're going to buy 10 of these things from you. What can you do for a deal? They go to whoever's making Star Flyers and whoever's making the Loopers and so on and so forth. They go, we're going to buy 4 or 5, the Jokers and we're going to buy 4 or 5 of these things from you. What kind of deal can we get? That's what it's all about. So that's part of the equation. Save money so your expenses are cheaper. You know what I'm saying? And then you just save money. That's what it's all about. If they did not, if they didn't have shareholders to do that, I think you wouldn't really be having this issue of cloning because it wouldn't matter. Then you wouldn't have to let the world know your attendance and your, I had 30 million visitors to my parks overall, and we made $500 million profit. When you take the stocks away, you don't have to deal with any of that. So that's why I think that whole conference call thing's a bunch of BS. That's just kind of clouding and saying, oh, well, it's the rain and it's the way Easter fell. That, honestly, I think that's bull. Because I don't know how many of you get the Six Flags newsletters. You could pick a park or whatever, when you get your pass and you just register it and all that. You can sign up for newsletters and you get them in your email. Well, I signed up for Great Adventures and I signed up for New England's, and it tells you all the all the news and stuff going on. And at the bottom, they're promoting, hey, go to Great Escape, go to Great Adventure, go to Six Flags New England. Why? Why do I want to go to these other parks if they're all getting the same thing? That's what there's going to be nobody that wants. I'm going to have to teach Josh how to lock a Gottlieb game. What the hell is he talking about? Oh, the top speaker panel. I'm like, what? So, yeah, it is what it is. So, we'll see if they snap out of it. I'd love to talk to corporate. I would love to talk to them and say, look, you got to stop doing this. And honestly, you need to, unfortunately, Six Flags have to raise the season pass prices, and maybe even the food pass. I mean, the food, if anybody that's listening is smart, you don't buy a season pass right now for 2017 if you haven't gotten one, and you don't buy one after the flash sale. Labor Day weekend is always notoriously known to buy a Six Flags pass. Why? It's like $50-$60. I think when they do that sale, it should be more money. And even after the sale, it should be more money. I know people don't want to hear that, but Six Flags is becoming a babysitter service. You got all these teeny boppy kids going around causing trouble at all the parks across the board. You know, parents aren't there watching their kids. They're causing all kinds of trouble. You're getting all kinds of riffraff. They're not adding enough rides to build the capacity, and the ride lines are getting ridiculously busy on a lot of days now. I mean, it's a good problem for them to have, but the capacity is just not there. They need more rides. They need to add more stuff. Not the same thing from every park. You need to bring something in. Oh, don't worry. The Six Flags is going to find more and more stuff to clone, and I hope that they stop doing that. You know, the whole cloning thing. I mean, I understand why they clone, and I'm sure a lot of people do. And if you don't, hopefully my explanation helped of why people clone. Well, I mean, Cedar Fair doesn't do it. They have a different approach, and other parks don't do it. But there's a lot of baloney with that. So enough of my rant on that. And that's not even the rant that I was talking about. Well, the problem is then when you say cookie cutter, I'm thinking like cheap. The problem that Six Flags has, and I'm not at all defending them on this. They're not Disney. They don't have Disney money, and even Disney was cheapening for a while, saving $1. I mean, when you look, I'll use Gotham City Gauntlet as an example. They put metal signs up, on the top, and they got a Robin and a Batman sign hanging around, and they don't really, how do I put it? They don't really put the oomph into theming. So, and that's just because the money, that's money. That's just got to do with them, the amount of money they're going to spend. Well, no, they're totally cheap. But again, it all comes down to, how much money do they really want to spend on attractions when they go, oh, every park's going to get an attraction. Well, of course, Cedar Fair will spend more money on a better attraction, Six Flags, for some reason. I don't understand what the deal is with Six Flags in the terms of their stock. Like, why are they so hung up and gung-ho on cloning stuff and doing stuff like that when, an example, Cedar Fair. I mean, Cedar Fair and Six Flags pretty much neck and neck, making around the same kind of dough. Give or take a little bit, but not... You know what I'm saying? I don't understand the thinking behind it. That's why I would love to sit down with the people who handle the money or whatever and talk to them and say, hey, enough of this crap. And Brandon, you will probably not ever see a water ride come in at Six Flags. Anyway, in New England, the only water stuff you're going to start seeing is water slides. You watch. That's all that's going to be coming in. Water slides. You're not going to see any more water rides. I think the days of water rides for Six Flags New England anyway are over. And mark my words, remember this today, the time is ticking on Blizzard River. Mark my words. The time is ticking. Alright, so Universal Islands of Adventure, they officially confirmed Dragon's Challenge is closing for good on September 5th. And that, the plans, I guess, are starting to slowly leak out about the Harry Potter ride coming in. So we'll hear about that as more time comes in. And that should be open for 2019. Something for us locals. Rocky Point. Who remembers Rocky Point? What they did was, and I remember somebody talking about it, and I didn't know that it was going to happen actually this soon and quick. What they did was, and I'm going to have to go check that out, and then, because it's only like, I don't know, 15 minutes, 10 minutes from my work. Maybe after work one day. You know what? I'll do that when my kids go away for a week, when they go with their mommy. And I will, but anyway, the point of the whole point of this is they put signs, like these plaques, all around the park. If anybody's been to Rocky Point in the last year or so, where the park used to be asphalt and buildings, and they've ripped the buildings down, and now it's all grass. So there's no buildings where the park was anymore. There's just trees. There's a couple. They still have the arch, and then they have the supports and stuff, and the station for the chairlift ride that's there. I mean, there's no chairs and there's no wires. There's nothing hooked up, but the poles for it are there and stuff. They've left that. But they got plaques of things all around where things were inside, So it's a step in the right direction. Hopefully they get off their ass and they start putting rides and stuff. I mean, it's probably going to be like hitting the restart button. Start out slow, and then build up, and then build up, and then build up. So I'll go down there. I'll take pictures and stuff, and then I'll post them and let everybody see. OWA, Alabama's new amusement park, finally opened a couple weeks ago. So if you're down there, and you can see it, with all that grass and stuff, we don't need any more state parks. We have enough. For the size of the state, a state park is not what's needed. We have really no amusements. I mean, you can go down to Atlantic Beach, and you can go ride the little kiddie coaster. You can go ride the carousel, which has Rocky Point's original wooden horses. They sold like in the 80s, and then they got crappy ones after that, and they went in bankruptcy. But if you want to go sit on the old original Rocky Point wooden horses from the carousel, you can go there. So, needless to say, we need stuff to do. This state really sucks, let me tell you. For those that know about IAPA and those that don't, IAPA is the Amusement Park Expo. It's down in Orlando. And your favorite American hero, Hulk Hogan, he has a surf shop down in Florida, and he's looking to add attractions to his surf shop. He's added in a this video thing where you can do cuts of you ever watch wrestling, and you see them, they say, oh, I'm cutting a promo, and you're like talking to like the guy, oh, I'm gonna mess Yokozuna up, and I'm gonna take out the Ultimate Warrior, things like that. But he said he's coming to IAPA. He made a video about it, and he's looking for attractions, so he's gonna be running wild all over you at IAPA. Legoland New York, it kind of took another step forward, and the board voted 5-1 to accept the environmental impact study. So that's the next step in the plan for them to open that $500 million Legoland up in New York. They also have a thing coming up. I forgot the date. I saw it today or yesterday, that the public can chime in on the voice concerns and stuff about that, and hopefully the citizens of the area can settle down and let it happen. So let's see, what's the next one? Speaking of complaints, lake compounds. Remember how we talked about they bought land, they started clearing the land, and they're going to put a park expansion on it. Well, there's people that live near the park that are complaining about it because they don't know all the noise and stuff that's going to come from the rides and blah 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 blah. Now the person in question, this chick or something like that, they moved next to the park 27 years ago. That park has been operating a hell of a lot longer than 27 years ago. You can't move next to an amusement park and then complain. You move next to an amusement park, I feel you're not allowed to complain. You know it's an amusement park. Noise comes out of it, whether you like it or not. Tough crap. You don't like it? Move. You move next to it. That park's been there, 150 years or more? I think they win. Just saying. Like I said, Six Flags announcements are going to be on August 31st. We'll do the predictions in a little bit. We all heard about the Georgia Cyclone at Six Flags over Georgia closing. Rumor about a clone of Wicked Cyclone, but not sure exactly about that. Yes, Six Flags Fiesta Texas did announce Wonder Woman Golden Lasso coaster. It's going to be that T-Rex track, the Raptor track there. 113-foot lift hill, 100 feet down, 90-degree drop, 52 miles an hour. It's doesn't look like it's a big footprint. Looks kind of cool. Capacity is going to be crap. It can only seat 8 people. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, that's another thing. I mean, here's the thing about that. Here's another rant. I'm still not even at the rant that I just saw. I got to read it off my phone. With the whole the low capacity stuff. I'm all about innovation. I'm all about that. Innovation kind of stalled for a little while in the amusement industry, and it still has a way to go. Coasters are finally starting to come out with some new stuff. RMC was always known for building the coasters for people. They didn't really have their own thing. And then they finally came out with the iBox track, and they started building their own. And they had the other, that other stuff they were putting on the tracks and stuff. And now they're trying this Raptor stuff. I'm all about innovation. We need that to keep moving forward and adding new cool rides. So I don't want to knock them for that. Their launch system thing they got going on, that needs what do you call it? They need to work on that. So they got a ways to go. I mean, in the terms of making new coasters, they're not even 10 years old as a company doing that. They were doing stuff for other people. They weren't really, now they got the whole thing going with all these RMC conversions and now this Raptor thing, and and flat rides have a long way to go too. I mean, if you think about it, in the old days, they had all kinds of crazy flat rides. Obviously, not up to today's safety standards. But why doesn't some companies roll the dice, buy the rights, get the plans, and put a new spin and twist on a lot of our old classics that we love, that when we were kids and stuff, and bring them into today's safety standards, today's that you can always do that. It's almost like people ran out of ideas. I don't, well, I'm not talking, so to speak, innovative as in those crazy, twisty, spinny, flipping things, but you can take an old classic that doesn't exist, they don't make anymore, and put a new spin on it, So that, yeah, it's a ride that was made in the 30s or the 50s or the 60s or whatever, and that company went out of business, so they're not making it. They need to start doing that, or put make a ride similar that's not exactly the same and make it your own. Excuse me. You get what I'm saying. There needs to be a push for innovation. I wish I was a billionaire because I would open a company and start doing that stuff. But I'm not. poop in one hand and wish in the other. See which one fills up faster. Yes, drop towers did replace the Intamin free falls. So things are going along. But there's not enough. It's almost like flat rides are at a standstill, and nobody's really making anything from yesteryear or something worth putting in. I mean, if you look at Air Race, that's been one of the most exciting flats to come out in decades. We got our, like the Frisbees and stuff, but, I'm glad to see that they're making people are making the flyers, people are making bumper cars and tilt-a-whirls and stuff, but we need more than that. We need, other stuff. That's... Well, if you go to Knoebels, you can ride the only wooden flying turns. There are steel ones. They call them steel bobs. You can go to King's Dominion. They have one up at Great Escape. I heard that's closing. The Six Flags over Texas has one. There's parks around there that have, stuff like that. Let's see. We all heard about the Ohio State Fair when that ride broke apart in the swing and guy went flying, guy died. Yeah, it's still at Dorney. I need to take my kids there because when I was a kid, the Intamin Freefall was at Rocky Point. That one that was at Rocky Point actually came from Six Flags Great America out in Illinois. But the only one I know in existence or around is at Dorney. So I would like my kids to ride it to see what my drop tower was when I was a kid. That was the big to-do for me. There's a rumor going around that this is the last season for the bobsled. Let's see. All right, so Universal Halloween Horror Nights, they announced Ash vs. Evil Dead as a new haunt in Orlando, so that's pretty cool. Now, here's another thing. Universal Volcano Bay, I've been reading all this kind of stuff, and these articles are popping up. Evidently, it's not as successful and as great as people are led to believe. Evidently, they're getting very poor reviews. They're getting like a 2.5 stars out of 5, where the Disney parks are almost at a 5. If you look at ratings from wherever, people, you review, like Yelp or whatever, Google, whatever people are doing, and I just heard Volcano Bay isn't really. People are complaining about how long they have to wait to get on the ride because of that virtual bracelet thing. They said that's basically a crapshoot. And they've actually started taking away all these special foods they had that were themed to Volcano Bay, and they're putting in the hot dogs and the hamburgers and all this crap, all that crap. So it's not really working out as good as they thought it was, I guess. So we'll see how that water park turns out over the next couple of years anyway. Either bad or good. Hopefully they can get their ducks in a row. Next, Disney Epcot. I don't know how many Mission Space fans are out there, but August 13th, which is next weekend, there's going to be new ride experiences opening. There's going to be 2 different experiences for the what I call the tame and the wild side. I didn't write them down. I forgot what they were, and I guess it really doesn't matter just yet. So we shall see. I did like Mission Space. I liked having all the, hitting the buttons and everything and the forces and stuff. I dug it. I liked it. So it'd be good to see something new. You got to update stuff every so often. Yeah, you see it's not that they're waiting in line. It's the time to come back. All right, you know how Six Flags was doing the green bracelets in the water park, which they no longer do for the flash pads for the water park? It's basically one of those things. But they're saying that the wait times are so ridiculous they don't even want to... it's ridiculous. They're just saying employees are rude. If you go and look at the reviews of Volcano Bay, it's pretty bad. I'm going to go Wicked Cyclone on that one over El Toro. Thank you. But yeah, so who knows what's going to happen to Volcano Bay? I mean, I don't think it's going to rot. They're just going to have to work on everything and fix the crap. See, what I should be is an amusement park consultant. I have a lot of good ideas, just no money to pull it off. I wish I had the money to pull it off. I should be a consultant to all these parks. I guarantee you I can make all these parks that are having issues amazing. I'm good like that. I'm not trying to be cocky or think I'm a Mr. Know-It-All. When a lot of us, I'm sure a lot of us here would have great ideas. I know Dave would, Luco would. I'm sure all you guys would have great ideas. You know, you have to look at it from a business perspective, how they can make money. How, you know, I mean, that's why they have all those surveys and stuff at all these parks. Doesn't matter where it is. I am not going to do a Cedar Fair predictions. And the only reason why... here's the reason why I'm not going to even try to attempt a Cedar Fair predictions. Six Flags is more predictable than Cedar Fair. You don't know what Cedar Fair is going to do. A 5-year-old probably knows what Six Flags is going to do. You just have to look. If you really want to pull out predictions, if you want to pull out your own predictions, not by hearsay, we all know that parks are on a 5-year plan, and it changes all the time. But as Six Flags as a company, if you go back and look at the last 5 years, look at what each park got for the last 5 years, look at parks, around, closer to, so to speak, and see what they got for the last 5 years. So you just look at every park for the last. If you want to do this on your own, for fun, write down, the name of every park. Start from 2017, go back to 2012, for the last 5 years, and write down what every park had for the last 5 years, and then look what they got. Look at surrounding parks that are close by, so to speak. See what they got, and look at the cycle in the 5 years, and that will tell you kind of what they're leaning towards. You could tell, okay, when was the last time that they got a water slide? When was the last time that they got this? When was the last time they got that? What did Great Adventure get? What did, Great Escape get? What is, Six Flags America get? What is, so on and so forth. You just can look what everybody gets. And you can, I mean, I'm usually off. I'm never usually on with my predictions, but I like to do it just because it throws a little something extra into the show, and then we can all talk about it, and we can agree, disagree. And if you don't like what I say, you can, when we go over the predictions in a little bit, you can as I say the park, and you go, you can agree, disagree, and if you disagree, what I want you to do is tell me what you think is coming for that particular park. Well, not everybody's going to be interested in making a chart, but I mean that's kind of what I do. I sit down and I look at it, and I look, it's just something I do. I mean, not everybody's going to do it, but I made a chart. I don't have it. I threw it away, but I wrote down my predictions. My predictions are in this pile of mess. And anybody that's watching this after the fact, if you disagree with Park something, put it in the comments and let me know what you think. All right, so Six Flags New England, they got to bring a friend for $10, $9.99. You got to buy the ticket online. Bring a buddy for August 4th, 11th, and 18th, and the 25th. So you can bring a friend for $10. Also on August 12th, they're doing Finding Dory movie night and Joker ERT. And we didn't watch all of Lego Batman over the weekend because we want to do the ERT on Superman, and So we watched maybe half of the movie. I mean, I had never seen it, and it looks like a good movie. I have the DVD, and I just never put it in. And I love Lego movies. I love Lego games. I'm like a little 5-year-old. Yes, yes, yes. But it was good. That movie was funny. It was really good. So I'm hoping I can steal the DVD from Jeremy so I can watch it and finish it. It was a really good movie. If you need a good laugh, you know, it's pretty dumb, but it's funny, and I like it. And it made me laugh, so that's all that mattered. But it's nice. It's down in the Picnic Grove. They got like it's not a huge screen, but it's 26-foot, 25-foot screen, blow-up screen. I mean, I could see it. I was chilling. I was laying on the grass, watching a movie. I was relaxing. I was relaxed. I was in my zen. I was chilling out, laughing, enjoying the movie. Oh, I just got a cool message that I cannot speak on yet. I mean, it's on the forums. It's been on the forums. You know what? I will spill the beans on that in our predictions. What I just got in a text message. F it. I am going to spill some news. Well, what that is. I'm such an ass. Anyway, so let me get... Where are we? Disney Hollywood Studios Slinky Dog Coaster has been completed, and now the rest of the work for Toy Story Land can be completed for next summer. All right, we talked about Wonder Woman. Also, I don't know how many of you saw the Northern Lights laser show at Six Flags New England the past couple of years. It's coming back. Do geese poop on the grass in the grove? If they pooped in it, I must have rolled all in it. I don't know. I didn't see any poop in the grass, but if maybe I did. I don't know. Anyway, so August 16th through the 20th is the Northern Lights laser show. It's returning. It's in the same spot over by Goliath there. You know, by the sign for Crack Axle Canyon. What do we got? Somebody's messaging me. I just got your message, Brandon. I know that already. But that you're not the one that sent me the text. But I'm gonna lay some stuff down on the line. I mean, from what I know, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you what I've heard is coming yet. I need to confirm that by this text message. I need to check things out. So I'm not going to tell you what I think it is. That will be saved for 2 weeks. Or maybe I won't tell you at all. Maybe I'll just make you wait. But I've heard things. Anyway, so let's get into predictions. Let's do that. Anyway, so I started off with Fiesta, Texas, because that's been officially announced. So we know they're getting the Wonder Woman Raptor track coaster, so we'll leave that out there. There's springs between the roller coaster cars at Slinky Dog. I don't know, because the artwork doesn't really... Well, you know how when they do the mock-up artwork of what they kind of think it's going to look like? I haven't really seen the coaster trains for it, and so I don't know for sure. And I can remember after these predictions to do my rant about what I saw that really made me mad. I thought about that while I was talking about that, because it made me think of that. I'm trying to get a good glimpse of the Slinky Dog car. I mean, the way the Toy Story Land's going to look, it looks cool. It's kind of like, I don't know how many of you have been to Hollywood Studios, or if you haven't been there, when it used to be called MGM Studios down in Disneyland and Disney World. They had an area, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids play area. I played in it like a little 2-year-old. I loved it. Basically, same kind of concept, just because Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is gone, and it's going to be Toy Story Land. So you're going to be shrunk down to the size of the toys and blah, 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 blah. So, same kind of concept in theory, but different story, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so we did Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. There's nothing to predict. It's been announced. And the reason why I believe that they announced it this early, Cedar Fair is doing their announcements on August 16th. So the rumor around the campfire is California Great America is going to be getting a Raptor Track RMC, and the rumored name for it is Trailblazer. I don't know for sure, but that's what's floating around, going around the campfire. So they wanted to beat him to the punch, and because I don't know how many of you saw the video from CoasterCon that somebody took. The American Coaster Enthusiast CoasterCon event that was in June, that was at Fiesta, Texas, and how do I put it? He said the then Duffy, the CEO, before I feel he was pushed out, but he said he retired from the company, but I feel he was pushed out. Anyway, he said there's going to be 5 firsts for 2018, so there's one, and they got to make sure that they're doing the announcements. If they're claiming 5 firsts, well, they got to beat Cedar Fair to the punch. So why not? They're the only ones, I guess, that are not announcing this early. They wanted to do that early, I guess. The other firsts, whatever. Let's see. There's the Blue Sky, the crazy idea that they want, and then it gets watered down to what we get to enjoy when we get to enjoy it. Well, of course, that's how it always is. I'm sure Six Flags bought the first one. I would probably bet on that. All right, so next I had on the list was Six Flags New England. I'm predicting a flat ride for 2018. I am also predicting a flat ride for Six Flags over Texas. We all know, the rumor that I've been hearing about Six Flags Great Escape is a coaster. That's I heard somebody's getting a coaster from somewhere that's been taken down, or a spinning coaster or something, and that's going over to Six Flags Great Escape. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know. The only thing about I don't know anything about inside the park. I've heard, I actually heard a rumor today about a coaster coming in. Well, that I forgot what the hell they call it. I basically call it like an extended looper, but it's got the big longer train that rocks back and forth like a looper, but it's a coaster, and people are like, it's a coaster. I'm like, it's a crooked pretzel looper. I forgot whatever that is, but we'll get into that. You know what? I'm going to pull up the text about what I got in a text. Even the text says don't tell them what we're getting. But what I can tell you where you want to look, if you guys that are going to Six Flags New England and you want to look, and then you can use your imagination. I'm not going to tell you what it is. But if you go near the teacups, you can see markings. And I'll leave that at that. So yeah, Skywarp, that stupid thing. It's just a glorified looper. Supposedly Jersey's getting that. And that information about teacups, that's for Six Flags New England. That's all I'm going to say on the New England thing. I am not... whoever removed a spinning coaster recently, supposedly the rumor that's going to Great Escape. That's the rumor on that. I heard the rumor today about the Skywarp, but I've been also hearing about Jersey getting a that water coaster like Fiesta Texas got this year. I'm hearing that too. Could be wrong, but I'm hearing that. For Six Flags Mexico, I'm feeling more water park for that water park they built, and I believe they're probably going to get some flat ride. We all know Six Flags Great America. I'm hearing a flat and the water coaster, so it could go either way. I know things, and I can't confirm them just yet. And I believe they're probably right, and I can't say anything on any of that stuff that's being talked about in the chat. Cannot... I can't speak on that. I don't want people to get mad. So I will leave that at that about Six Flags New England. So anyway, so for Great America, I've heard about that Master Blast, with that same thing in Fiesta, Texas, and I've also heard a flat. I didn't hear what kind of flat, but I heard flat. Six Flags Magic Mountain, I'm hearing flat ride. That's what I'm hearing in the channels. Same thing for Discovery Kingdom. I don't know why, but that's what I'm hearing in the channels. I'm probably wrong on a bunch of these, but it's just stuff that's starting to circulate. Yeah, I cannot comment on the current development. When I have more, I will comment. Until then, I cannot comment. I plead the fifth. Six Flags America, I'm hearing a Joker coaster. LaRon, I'm hearing a coaster or it's either going to be a coaster or some flat or a flat. That's what I'm hearing. So that's all the parks that I have for stuff. I don't know. Oh, Six Flags St. Louis, I'm hearing about the water coaster thing too. So I'm sure things are off. So who knows? Quickly before I get into my rant, October 26th is Oktoberfest at Lake Compounds, American Coaster Enthusiast event. The registration online deadline is August 10th. And then the following day, on the 27th, there's a summer send-off at Quasi, whatever you want to say. Registration deadline is August 22nd. The event is $30. Now, the thing that I want to get into my rant about, and it's really pissing me off, and I'm really sick of this crap, and I'm just going to go with it. I got to grab my phone for this. But I'm really just sick of it. Before the show, I was scrolling through, Facebook before, just kind of chilling out, and then this post pops up. So I see the title. It says Star Wars Virtual Reality Experience coming to Disney theme parks. So everybody knows now the name of the Star Wars land is going to be called Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Now they got a name for this experience. It's a new hyper reality experience called Star Wars Secrets of the Empire. It's in development with Lucasfilm, ILM, X Lab, and The Void. The Void recently created a hyper reality Ghostbusters experience at Madame Tussauds, which saw rave reviews to lucky visitors who were able to partake in the experience. According to The Void's blog, Star Wars Secrets of the Empire will plunge guests directly into the iconic Star Wars galaxy. They will move freely throughout the untethered social and multi-sensory Star Wars Secrets of the Empire experience in a way that allows them to interact, engage with friends, family, and Star Wars characters. And 2 Void Experience Centers will be at Downtown Disney and Disney Springs in Anaheim and Orlando, respectively. Now, it says both parks are getting the Secrets of the Empire and the Galaxy's Edge. The Orlando park is also getting a fully immersive version. We know all that. Well, obviously the VR at Disney is going to be a hell of a lot better, but and the answer to the Golden Ticket Awards is no. The GP is not allowed, and I'll tell you a quick story about that before I rant, because I'm going to rant. I was told by someone in a higher up position in ACE that was at an award ceremony, and I forgot where it was. It could have been Cedar Point or somewhere. Wherever it was, when a winner was announced, some regular not GP, but ACE members, what do you call it, jumped up and started giving whoever won a bunch of crap. I mean, yelling, screaming, hooting, and hollering. and a bigwig from a really big park went up to said person and said, "What the hell's going on?" Blah 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 blah. So to make the long story short, because of that incident, it's invite only, and it's basically industry people allowed only. No enthusiasts, no GP, so on and so forth. They don't want all that baloney. I mean, I know people like it and people get excited. I mean, realistically, you can watch it live if you go to if you go to Amusement Today's website. On that day, you can watch it live. They stream it. Last year, I actually had a pinball party going on, and I had some non-pinball friends over that are coaster enthusiasts, and we were playing pinball, and we had it up on the screen on this computer, and we were hooting and hollering and talking trash about who won and who lost and whatever, and I mean, it was fun, and I think I should do that again. I kind of like enjoyed watching it and talking crap. You know, it's fun. You're at home. That way you can't get in trouble by park people and then you can't do that. You know, you're not supposed to show how you truly feel. You know, it goes with the territory. Now back to my rant. I am so sick of this stupid VR crap. I don't want it anymore. I'm tired of the goggles. I'm tired of the experience. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. You know, they put it on roller coasters. I mean, it was kind of cool, like Superman and like the minor, but it sucks. It keeps breaking down. It doesn't work right. It makes the lines long. So on and so, you know what I mean? It sucks. It's a pain in the ass, and they just need to get rid of it. You know, I'm sick and tired of VR crap. Go away, VR. I don't even want to see it on an Xbox, a PlayStation, an arcade game. I don't want to see it in a haunted house. I don't want to see it on a ride. I don't want to see it on a coast. I am done with VR. I don't care. I mean, if it comes up and I get invited to a media day and I give press on it, I'll go to the media day because I like free food and free rides. But I will tear VR apart. I am no longer a VR supporter. VR is dead to me. I forgot when Riding of the Bull is. September. Hang on. I gotta look at my calendar. I'll tell you exactly what day it is. Give me a second here on my phone here. Where's my calendar? I'm sure somebody can have it up quick. There you go, September 9th. Yeah. The September, I don't know, a lot of times, while we're at Riding of the Bull, we're checking, winners, losers, and so on and so forth. See, now it's up in the air. I mean, I can go that weekend, I think. I still have to check. My friend's getting married in September, and I forgot when the date of his wedding is, so I got to look at. I have the invitation on my desk at work. You know, I have to look. If I can go, I'll go. But yeah, somebody said something. The certain ace people that they allow to go to these, like reps, the executive committee members. They're not letting somebody like myself or like Dave in. You know, they probably wouldn't even let Luco go. And Luco's an assistant rep. They probably be like, Luco, tough crap for you. You ain't going. So yeah, I don't think that's that. I mean, I don't care about infection or germs or anything like that. With the VR crap, I am just so sick and tired of it. The loading process for rides and stuff is so long. I mean, it's like that anywhere they go. They cannot properly get the VR loaded in time. If people want VR, it should be an upcharge attraction, just like a slingshot or a sky coaster. Make a ride for it. Make a 3D ride with moving chairs or something, and do it that way. You know what I'm saying? How did he get the leadership? You'd have to ask Luco. I think if you want to know that answer, you can answer that question. How we got it. I am really hoping that one that they just get rid of the VR crap too. But in the golden ticket thing, I really hope. I mean, I wish I could go. I really wish I could go. I wish I had a way in. Maybe I can find a way in. Maybe I can't. I need to talk to AJ about that. So anyway, so like I said, I had an announcement I want to make, and it has to do with AJ and SFFT Online and stuff. If you want to talk more to AJ about it, that's fine. I'm not going to get into specific details. He's still rolling with us with SFFT Online. But as officially today, I have taken over running SFFT Online. And AJ, you know, I guess it was AJ's time to hand over and not do it as much for the time being anyway. So right now, I'm running it. Zach's still around, and AJ's still going to be posting and stuff, so don't think like he just like bailed on everybody or nothing like that. We've talked as private issues and stuff like that we're not going to discuss and stuff like that, but I figured I should let you know that, and I'm gonna try my best to keep SFFT Online what do you call it? To keep it running like AJ did, and I want to add a little extra flavor to it, especially as time and social media changes. You know, the big thing is video blogs. That's the big thing today. So, and I know a lot of people. I put a little poll on SFFT Online's Facebook about what do you call it? You know, like, what would you like to see coming out of, you know, with all this, and, different ideas and stuff. And, we're trying to make we're going to stick to what SFFT Online's about. Rumors, news, trip reports, everything. None of that stuff changes. It doesn't change. We got, and don't worry, AJ ain't going nowhere. He's still around. It's just I'm going to be handling that, and let AJ do his thing, but he's still, he was posting like a champion today. He was a beast today, AJ, with his posting. He was nuts. I love it. I love it. There is a discussion that I've been having within myself, and it's something that I really want to ask everybody your thoughts, and I want everybody to be honest, and even people that are watching this later, I really need your honest opinions about this, because you guys are the ones, you guys are the fans. We do this for you guys. You know what I'm saying? But I really, I ask you guys for comments, and you guys do a great job with that, but this time I really need honest opinions. Whether you don't have an answer right now, but if you have one, you want to message me, that's cool. Here's something I see that could be an issue. I've been talking to Luco about this. We have 2 Facebooks, and we have 2 YouTube channels. I don't know if we should combine them together. I don't know if that is confusing people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's, because, and if we keep the 2, we need to separate the 2 in a sense, even though it's all one entity. A lot of people don't know that the Grove Show is part of SFFT Online. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people think it's its own entity, and it's not. This is all done. It's just another added benefit to being a fan of SFFT Online is having this show. So, what do you guys think? Should we merge the 2 together? I mean, think about it realistically. You don't have to answer me now. You can private message me. But really think about it. Should we have one YouTube page and one Facebook page? Should they be separate? You know what I'm saying? When I talked to Luco about this earlier about it, I was trying to merge it all. So I in my mind, it seems like it seems like it's confusing people. You know what I mean? Because, like, right now they both do the same thing. And Luca's like, well, it should be, you know, the Grove Show does one thing, and, what do you call it? And SFFT Online should do whatever else it does. But in a sense, they're the same, but they're different. I mean, they belong to the same entity. It's all of SFFT Online. And I've been really thinking about mixing it together. Technically, you cannot merge the two YouTube pages together. You can't do that. So one page would lose all its views, and one page would stay. So it's something that we're all talking about and coming up. But I'm trying to make it easier for everybody. You know, plus I mean, if I did merge it all, it's one less thing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Well, SFFT Online was always the fan site about Six Flags New England, but it grew into something. It grew into something magnificent. Outside of New England, everybody that's a fan of New England parks and rides and stuff, they come to SFFT Online because we have all the goods on everything. You know what I mean? We cover everything. We've covered Edaville, we covered Quasi, we cover Funtown, we cover Lake Compounce and Canopy and Six Flags and Santa's Village and all. I mean, we don't do it all the time. Yeah, I mean, the Grove Show encompasses everything. But if you go onto the forums of SFFT Online, there's different topics, like Six Flags New England and New England Park, whatever it is. You know what I mean? There's all like this different stuff. And, I mean, if you look at SFFT Online's Facebook, we post stuff from everywhere. It's not, I mean, we're mainly known for the localization of New England, yes. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, everybody, it's, in a business sense, you can't change the name because, like McDonald's and Burger King, for example. I know we're not McDonald's and Burger King, and we're not millionaires and making billions of dollars, but it's name recognition. That's the problem. Would I love to change the name? Yes, I would love to change the name because we've grew beyond just Six Flags. We have. But if you take away SFFT Online's name, the world, in the coastal world, from all over the country and the world, knows SFFT Online. That's what they know. And we're kind of in that spot that's stuck. So, and there's a lot of things. I'm going to talk with AJ. I'm going to talk with Zach and Dave and Luco. I'm just going to get opinions. But this is what I like. I like this discussion. The Grove. I don't know how many. I know I've said this a bunch of times, how the Grove Show was invented. The Grove Show, then that's where the name comes from. It's based off of the Picnic Grove from Six Flags New England. When I came up with this idea to do a live video podcast on a weekly one, we needed a name. We needed something. And back in the Ustream days, it used to be, I mean, we're going back. This started like 2012. We've been doing this since. But regardless, anyway, if you remember the other person that used to host with me for a while, Mr. Six, and he, not Mr. Six, the character from Six Flags, but that was his, his stage name. Because if you look at the intro, the opening screen says The Grove Show, and if you look, it says Dr. Giggles and Mr. Six. If you look at that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? And then now he's working for Disney in Florida, so he's not around anymore, and I just kept doing whatever with the show. But when we talked, And me and him were talking online, and I'm like, I want to do the show. I need a name. And we were throwing names back and forth. And he's like, how about the Grove Show? And I'm like, what? He's like, the Picnic Grove at Six Flags in New England, SFNE Online. And I'm like, perfect, awesome. So that's where that came from. It's all intertwined with Six Flags in New England. And there's nothing wrong with that. But again, there's just a couple tweaks here and there that I would like to do. I don't want to confuse anybody anymore. I want easier access for people. And somebody asked earlier about updating the website. We're going to start doing that. You know what I'm saying? We are going to start working on updating the site. And, originally I always talk with Zach and I'm like, I should start writing blogs and stuff and for the site itself. And yeah, we've all slacked on that. That's shame on us. And I feel this new energy inside me that I want to make SFNE Online's website, Facebook, YouTube, whatever we got, and I want to make it awesome. I'll take Donald Trump's slogan, make SFNE Online great again, but it's already great, but I want to make it better. I mean, AJ's done a wonderful job for years and years and years of this website. And I'm honored that he actually came to me and was like, hey, you want to take it over, blah, 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 and, our conversation, and you know what, I feel, and I thank AJ. AJ's been a really good friend to me for so many years, and so I'm honored, and we'll do what we got to do. Yeah, we're going to start changing that up. I mean, in today's world, a lot of people just go right to the forums. I don't know how many people actually go to the site. I don't know how many people love the site, but we need to start updating stuff. Oh, okay. So AJ just told me that with Zach working in Florida and stuff, there hasn't really been updates. So you guys should be like Coastal Chit Chat. I have no idea what that is. I mean, no offense. Like I said, my life, first world problems, right? You guys see, I sit here, I play pinball at home, I go to pinball shows, pinball league, I go to amusement parks, cruises, whatever. I work like a bat out of hell, and I need to, these are things that, so, we're going to be taking a look at all this stuff, and we're going to start doing updates. So bear with us, as a lot of companies and parks say, pardon our dust. But we're really going to start updating stuff. It's probably going to take a little bit to get the engines rolling as we put people in place to do certain things. I'm not just going to throw anybody into something. Again, this isn't a paying job, like somebody said, and I just want to make sure that somebody who donates their time can truly, if you can donate their time to really help. Like I said, people have lives. I get that. You know what I mean? I don't expect somebody to be under my control and do what I. It'd be one thing if I was a billionaire, and I'm like, hey, SFNE Online, we're going to make money, and we're going to sell things, and we're going to sell advertising ads on it, and we're going to make money, and we're going to make this thing a full-time job, and I'm paying people. Then that's a different story. But that's not the case. So every now and then, we're just going to call out people. We're going to find people that can help us when we need help. Help with the site. A lot of people go to different places. A lot of people go to the same places. It's okay if you found if you're really passionate about making a blog about something with pictures, and you're talking about maybe your day. You had the best day ever. You did something cool. Maybe you rented a cabana at the water park, or you went to some event and you really gotta talk about it. It's a really good story, and you wrote this good. Send it my way. Maybe we'll put it up there if it's good. That's what it's all about. The Grove show has expired. No, oh yeah, that went. Yeah. That I got rid of that a while ago. I was like, there's no need for the site. Nobody was using the site. Everybody was just directly using the video and all that. So we just let that go. Yeah, I know. I've been trying to fix all that crap. Again, it's just time. But now I'm making more time. I'm actually settling down with some of my stuff, and the thing is, when you do a fan site, it's just donated time. We're not making $1 on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody can donate time to us to make us a logo, hey, that's cool. I mean, somebody was like, hey, $400 and I'll make you a logo. And I felt like saying, well, I know you can't get something for nothing. I get that. That's somebody's livelihood, and I don't want to take that away from somebody. But we don't make a penny on anything. And $400 out of somebody's pocket for a logo for a fan site, while it's nice, I don't really feel I should pay $400 for a logo. So I'm hoping somebody out there can donate some time, make a really cool logo, and we're just doing little things, update and make things cool, and bring the community, all the fans in, bigger and better than before. I got a lot of we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna take the awesomeness of AJ, what he gave us, and we're just gonna build on top of that. I mean, because we got a lot of things that we're gonna be covering from now to the end of the year. Besides parks, you know me. You guys know about the whole Dr. Giggles thing, and I'm like a born entertainer, and I try to entertain you guys, and I try to. Maybe sometimes I overdo it, sometimes I underdo it, I don't know. But I like to show other aspects of things besides parks. Just like cool things. Like music things and park things and cruises and like Rhode Island Comic-Con is going to be so awesome. Like all the guests they announced. They announced like yesterday, I don't know how many of you watch Revenge of the Nerds. But what do you call it? If you have, and you know the characters, I don't know how many of you remember Booger, but he's going to be there. There's a whole, a bunch of the nerds people are going to be there. Yeah, they got people from Star Trek, and they got people from all over the damn place, all different facets of comic book nerdom. And Weird Al Yankovic's going to be there. Gene Simmons from Kiss. Norman Reedus, who plays Daryl in The Walking Dead. Shane character that's on The Walking Dead. There's so many people on there. Even Morgan from The Walking Dead. That character there, that dude's going to be there. It's going to be crazy. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. I mean, just like what we're saying right there. Look. It's saying, we don't put ads on the website. Why? We like it to keep it the way it is. So anything we do is out of our pockets. You know what I'm saying? When we pay for the website, that's we don't make $1. We make nothing. Nothing. So, like I said, if there's people out there listening and can be nice and like to donate to us, something, that's cool. But we don't want to fill it full of ads. Like if you look at, I'll give you an example. Screamscape website. I love the site. I love all the content on it, but I hate all the ads. I don't want us to become that way. I have no problem paying out of my pocket for the website. I have no problem with that. I want to see this website go on for decades, and it just keep getting handed down. As time goes on, and one day I have to get out of it and whatever. Then I pass it down to the next person, and then they do it for however many years, and then that's what I want to keep happening. I want to see this thing live on forever. I feel weird begging for money and stuff, like with a GoFundMe page. That's not really my style to do. You know what I'm saying? That's not really me. That's, I know anybody's not afraid to do it, but we're a fan site. I like it. I mean, if I could get like a few $1,000s and be able to, I need logos and I need this and I need that for the website, it would be cool. But I'm not that kind of guy. I don't know why. I have more pride than that. So yeah, we're going to start, I mean, just give us a little time as we start doing stuff, you know what I mean? But we're going to start updating that. I got to talk to Zach about updating, so just so I know the ins and outs of how I can do it. I mean, we'll see how, just like I said, just give us some little time. I'm hoping by the end of the year, I just want to talk to AJ and Zach and Dave and Luco. What I want to do is I want to type up a plan for SFNE Online and give it to everybody and say, hey, this is what I would like the direction to go. Do you have anything to add? Do you hate my direction? What should we do about these things? How can we do these things? And just do it. So just give us a month or two and we'll be up on the go. Because, I've been talking with Six Flags New England about, they're very good to us. And we're very good to them, and I want to keep that relationship. So I told the powers that be at the park, I'm going to start pimping out a lot of the events and stuff for them, help them, and I'm going to start covering more events. Like the Legoland thing, and not Lego, the Lego movie. They got Dory coming up in the next weekend and stuff. So it's going to be cool. But anyways, we're going to get going. But before we do that, myself, Luco, Dave, there's a whole crew, everybody. There's an Ace event at Rise Playland, Luna Park, Dino's Wonderland. I can only do Rise Playland. I got work stuff to do on Sunday. Well, all that other stuff. So next week we're going to do a group show. Myself, Dave, and Luco. We're going to talk about all the events that took place and all that. We're going to talk about that. So that's what we're going to be doing this weekend. And yes, Screamscape has stayed simple, quick, and easy to load, and that's what we're trying to maintain. We don't want to be one of those huge, crazy sites that take forever to load. That's not what we're about. We just want it to be simple. We want it to be great. We want everybody to be in the forums and chit-chatting. We want everybody to read everything we got to talk about or see everything we got to talk about. We're also going to, do more live streams on Facebook and stuff like that, and I got to get off my ass, and I have to start uploading constant YouTube videos like I've been talking about. I start doing a few, and then I disappear, and, things happen. But anyways, we will be back next Thursday. Yes. Yeah, I just sounded like a moron right there, but that's all right. We'll be back next Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. We'll talk about Rise... Coasters on Rye, I believe is the name of the event, and LunaFest 75, and Dino's Wonderland thing there, and we'll talk about all that and whatever else pops up, and we're gonna start. We will start updating the regular website. Don't you worry, we're not forgetting about that. I've never updated the website and put posts and stuff, so I gotta talk to Zach, because Zach was doing that, and we're going to start updating and doing, all that other cool stuff that once we did. And I want to get that ready because with 2018 Six Flags announcements, even Cedar Fair's announcements, we don't really have to, we can cover Cedar Fair during the show. We don't have to plaster that all over. Well, maybe we can. I don't know. That's whatever anybody feels or anybody cares. We're playing this by ear until we have a powwow meeting and we can do that. But anyway, we'll be back next Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel, and let's just keep it looking to Pasco, Rhode Island. You get to see SFNE on slow 2-lane roads? Huh? I don't understand that question. Pasco, Rhode Island, that's the town I live in. You get to see SFNE on slow 2-lane. I don't get that. You'll have to let me know what that means. But anyway, we'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel next week. And have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see whoever, whenever in New York. If not, I'll see you next week. Keep on coasting, everybody. Peace out, y'all. Woo!